everybody, Keely O'Brien here, author and crafter. So here's one of my books. If you're new here, welcome. It's really nice to have you here. If you're returning, thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. That would be great. So yeah, I'm going to use this book today. I'm still taking part in Kerry the Crafter's hashtag Gelli postcard play event, which is actually finished, but I'm still going. So I am making postcard number 11 today. And I wanted to use my Steampunk Ephemera book for some of the focal images, and I have cut these out. If you've watched my other steampunk postcards, you'll see that I cut these out a little while ago and I haven't actually used them yet. I keep going off track. That's kind of how my brain tends to work. But aren't they fabulous? Look, we've got steampunk light bulbs and crazy characters with goggles. And look at these teacups. They've got cogs and stuff. And yeah, I really want to use these. So, and gorgeous butterfly there as well. Another teacup. So I'm using jelly prints for my background, as you'll know if you've seen my other videos. So I'm getting to the stage now where I've used my really favourite jelly print backgrounds for steampunk, and I'm looking at what I have left over that I keep getting it out, looking at it and then putting it back again. So this one, can you see the colours here? So brown, dirty brown, there's a bit of rust and some of this tealy turquoise colour. And I just thought it seemed a little bit harsh. There's something a bit rough about it. And I know steampunk is a bit harsh and rough, but I just wanted to soften it a little bit and make it something where these characters and pictures would stand out a little bit more. I've also recently invested in some stamps, so you can see what the words are. They all come on this big sheet. I'll put a link in the description. So there's some with numbers and letters and words, and then I've got these which are a little bit more sort of ephemera for the post, because I have a postal book as well. There's a postcard there and a beautiful stamp. I absolutely love that one. So I want to use some of these as well on my background before I start adding my ephemera today. And also I thought I have got a stack of jelly prints that I've created, and some of them I'm not going to use for this challenge because I have far too many, but I thought, what can I do with the likes of this thing? So I just tore some chunks off and I started to use my old trusty piece of car sponge. If you know, you know. And I also have invested in some Ranger distress paint, which I saw somebody using online, and I thought, wow, I can use that as well. And I've got my archival inks. Just got 4 colours at the moment, so I haven't gone too crazy, but I really want to get some more. And so what I've done here, I've started to stamp on these little sort of leftover pieces, and I'm not sure if I'm going to use them, but I'm just trying to build up some resources, and then I'll see if I can put them all together. So a kind of jelly print with layering of distressed paint and some stamping, and then on the top my ephemera pieces. Oh, there's a little compass there as well, which I might use. I might have to ferret around in my book for a few more images. We'll see how we go. Okay, so I'm going to just play around with the general background colours before I do any more stamping. I think maybe that's a little bit dark. I could just ink around the edges. Let's see what we can create there, just to give it a bit more consistency in the background. Oh, I'm liking that. See that blue? It wasn't really a very exciting background to me, although I like the texture, but now it's starting to tone in a little bit more, just by adding some layers of grunginess. You see, we've still got the numbers showing there a little bit. And yeah, so I'm using Vintage Photo Archival ink there, and my new dabber. Very excited when that arrived the other day. Okay, so I've also got these to play about with. This one is Distressed Paint Brushed Corduroy. Gosh, I remember corduroy trousers when I was at school. Hilarious. Right, actually quite nice. I did own a pair. I was so excited when they arrived. Excuse me. Right, I am just smearing this around, and I don't want to completely lose the jelly print, but I do want that sort of grunginess. And I have got a baby wipe here as well. Actually, it's a makeup wipe, just to maybe take off some so that we get a little bit of the stamping that was on the jelly plate originally. There, I might have to leave that to dry for a little bit. So, see what I mean? It's just taking the colour down a little bit and giving it some sort of cohesiveness. That was the original colour there. Don't know how well that shows up on the camera. Right, I want to do some more stamping. Let's leave that to dry. Let's get some more of that glue. And just put that there for a minute. So just use that to take the colour down again a little bit. There, it's just taking some of the white out. I'm not really big on using white in my work. I just sometimes feel like it looks like it's not finished, but maybe that's just my style. You do you. So let's pick something. Maybe we'll pick one of these. I quite like this with the big 2 on it. So sorry about all the crackling noises. So if I stamp that around about there, and then I've got some more ephemera to play with, and I might just go for a darker colour. Let's give the Ground Espresso Archival ink a try this time. And if you're into stamping, I don't know if you do it this way. My inks are quite small. I was more going for variety rather than longevity at this stage. So I just bought a pack of little ones. Okay, let's see how that comes out. Not bad. Not bad. It gives it a bit of something, don't you think? I might cut up some pieces of that or tear them. Now, why don't I tear them and then I can ink around the edges. If I tear that way, then can you see the edges of the paper? They're going to absorb some of our ink. So this is the ground coffee one now. Yeah, I don't mind that. Not sure how well it will go with our background, but that's all part of the fun of just playing and exploring. I've not really got much of a plan for this postcard other than that I'm going to play until I find, yeah, I like that. I'm going to play until I find something I like. So, do you know what? I might put some of that darker. There's me making the paper lighter, and now I'm making all my extra ephemera a bit darker. But that's okay, that's the point. So if we all knew what we were going to make before we started, it wouldn't be much fun, and there'd be not much point in doing it, really. It's a little bit like publishing my book. Sometimes I start off with one idea, and a very clear idea, and then it sort of swerves off, or I get inspired by something along the way that I wouldn't have come across otherwise. Let's just roughly cut that, and then I can trim around the edges later. So this is the first one of my postcard series where I have actually layered my Gelli prints rather than just using a straight background. So well, that goes as well. Let's try and tie things together with a bit of, I love this writing where it says postcard. It's probably not going to fit on here, but I might save that. I could put it across there. Not sure if you can see. Oh, that's not bad. The P didn't come out very well. Don't want to muck it up by not registering it. Oh, never mind. Leave that. Leave it as it is. Yeah, that's making it a little bit more interesting. Let's just see. Ooh, yes, I think that is much more grungy and steampunky, but with lots of tiny little details that you might want to linger on if you were looking at this card. Let's tone that one down as well. So I was walking along by the river on Saturday, and there was loads of rusty old barges and rusty railings, and the tide was part way out, so you could see, you know, a lot of the sort of detritus that's normally under the water, sort of half submerged and water damage. And I just love that because there's so many textures and colours, and it's just nature is like an amazing craftsperson that just creates all of this stuff through time and water damage and so on. Right, I'm just going to stick some of these down. I'm just going to go for it, and hopefully that's dried out enough. I think it has. Okay, something to glue on. It's gluing time. I've got to say, I love these stampers. I'm definitely going to invest in some more of those, but I'll put the links in the description. I just got them on Amazon. They were kind of my idea of a starter pack for what I was looking for, really. And I don't really want that very bright blue, although I could ink it once I've cut it. Let's go there. So I like the numbers up the side. Right, let's trim that straight away so we can see what's left and what we're playing with. Let the dog see the rabbit. Now, could use that piece along there. Yeah, let's do it. I can always cover it up. So, when I was teaching art at primary school, sometimes it was just getting those children to have a go, even if they felt like they were rubbish and they weren't going to be able to do anything that was going to look good. It's just like, forget about making it look good, just play. Forward momentum is always better than nothing at all, and sometimes you can be amazed. And quite often it was, not always, but quite often it was the children who maybe didn't shine quite so much in like the maths and the English and so on, because I taught in primary, so I taught all of those subjects. But other kids would shine when we were doing art and design, and it was just, really heartwarming to be able to, you know, give genuine praise to those children who, you know, maybe needed that boost. Well, they always need a boost, but where they're getting praised by their classmates and me. And yeah, we often used to take amazing bits of work into the staff room at break time and go, hey, look what, you know, whoever it was made. So impressed. And that also gives the other teachers a bit of an idea of what some children are capable of if they feel like they're... I mean, I'm not saying all the kids who were good at art were no good at anything else, but sometimes it was just a really great way for them to achieve. Really, really valuable subject and so important. Let's just go for it. Like I say, it's not until you have a play that you discover things. It's only bits of paper. I can always cover them up or stick something over the top or ink on them a bit more. Okay, oh, I'm liking that. I'm liking that. You see, I'm chatting. I'm not even really thinking too much about this. I'm just, yeah, that can go there. Do you know, there's almost something a little bit Egyptian. I haven't mentioned that I love ancient Egypt. Well, and Egypt as it is today. I've been there many times. But that blue colour is just a little bit lapis lazuli to me. And that paired with the sort of old gold colours as well. See, I wasn't really thinking to do that lapis lazuli blue, but I think it's going to add a slightly different dimension. I've already done 2 steampunk postcards. I'll just show you. That one's got a little bit of blue, the cat one, number 5, because of the light bulbs. That one, well, obviously the number 10 there, that was the previous postcard I made. Tiny bits of blue in there. I think they blend well because people tend to think steampunk is just sort of rusty old things and browns and different shades of copper, perhaps with a little bit of that green that copper roofs go. But I quite like sneaking in another colour. So in my steampunk book there are some images with flowers which are pink in the ones I'm thinking of. I'll show you. So it doesn't always have to be those rusty colours, although actually, there we go, actually they do go together incredibly well. So it's almost an autumnal colour palette for steampunk, isn't it? So if you're a beginner and you're not confident with colour, actually these work pretty well all together without you having to try and pick things out that are going to work. I'm a bit colour obsessed really. So I did use light bulbs in the previous one. Now, maybe she's queuing for a cup of tea. She's looking a bit confused and befuddled, isn't she? Could you see the look on her face? I think this one might not even make much sense. It's just a bit bonkers. And do I need both teacups? Usually like a story, but I'm not really getting the story with these, but I don't even care. Don't even care anymore. But I do think I need some more images. So I'm going to have a look in my book and we'll flip through and find some more of the things that might go. Okay, I'm back. So I have cut out this hat from my book. I just love it. It's quite big for this postcard. I might not use this lady. I'm sorry, Mrs. I'm just going to put you over there. I might not use you this time. I did want a character in here, so I'm just looking through my book and I found this little cat. He's obviously steampunk. He's got his goggles and he's got some sort of earphone things on as well. I think he's really cute and I might put him up here Although if I put him down there, he's looking across at the hat. Let's cut him out. And I need a bigger, whoops, hello, need a bigger table. Okay. So yeah, this is my process anyway. It's a bit scrambled and unwieldy, but you know, that's how you get to be creative, I think. Like I was saying about the kids at school, unless they just have a play, you might only use a quarter of what you've made, but what you end up with can be amazing. Right, I'm going to not worry about his little tiny whiskers, because what I basically just want is his personality and his lovely eyes that are sort of looking quizzically across. So that will give my postcard a bit of a story, I think, because I do like a story in my art. Even when I was at school. So I'm going to cut off some of these splodgy bits. And yeah, when I was at school, quite often if I had to do a painting or something, looking back at what I created, there was usually some sort of story going on, or it would be based on a beautiful poem or something like that. So I quite like narrative, and I used to really want to be a children's book illustrator when I was younger. And who knows, maybe I will still manage to achieve that one day. But I'm just loving collage, and that's partly because there's just such a wealth of colours and ideas already done. There we go. And so much fun to create in these themes. So there he is. Let's just go around the edges. I'm using the old photo colour. Just going around the edges helps bring it all together, but also it gets rid of those little white bits which do stand out a bit. You don't have to, but it's really satisfying going around the edges. I like the noise. It's very ASMR, isn't it? There we go. So, where are we going to put him? I think he needs to be eyeballing that hat. Yes, there he is. Right, the hat, I don't want to cover this up. I quite like these backgrounds, so let's put the hat there. Let's put him there. I think we need his ear in front of the hat. I don't mind losing that little bit there. I haven't done much overlapping of my images in the other postcards, and I would like to sort of layer them a little bit more. Perhaps a cup of tea. Is our butterfly going to work in there? Maybe just 3 elements. What about that light bulb? Oh, I said I wasn't going to use that, didn't I? I did think about this sewing machine as well. How gorgeous is that? Look. It's got little flowers and it's lovely and rusty and grungy, but very pretty. So pretty steampunk is my thing, really. What do I do with that other teacup? Stuck to the table. So you see, we have got some of these slightly petrol-y blues. Actually, I quite like that there. I think we only need one that's got a little bit of turquoisey blue. And then what I need to do is put my number 11 on somewhere. Is that enough images? Oh, I don't know. I just don't know. Do you know what? I'm going to stick that hat down. And that's going to force me to make some decisions. Because just got to keep moving forward even when you're not sure. Whoops. Throwing my glue stick around. Where did I go? There. Watch out, mister, mind your ears. There we are. Now, I have ordered some art glitter glue for such times as this where I've got tiny little bits I didn't quite catch, but hasn't arrived yet. The little metal spout thing and the pin have arrived, but the actual glue hasn't, so I'm going to have to get on Amazon and chase that up, see whether it's halfway around the world on a slow ship somewhere. Okay, I'm just going to put the cat on and then I'm going to have to think about the rest. There we go, let's put him just there. Oh, he's so sweet, I really like him. He looks very quizzical, doesn't he? And slightly confused. There we go. Love the shadow on this mug as well, teacup. I think that might be enough. I've got to fit number 11 on there, and now I've started with the stampers. So I did number 10 with the stamper yesterday. Well, it wasn't yesterday, it was a few days ago. There. So I printed the 10, and then I printed, it was actually a 52, and I stuck the 10 in the middle. But it's all part of the joy. So all I need is a nice number 1, because obviously 11 is 2 1s. Sorry, teaching my grandmother to suck eggs here. Yeah, 2 1s is 11. Right, is my teacher thing coming out. So I was hoping for something a bit bigger. These aren't terribly big. I think that's going to be big enough. I think those are the ones I used for number 10. It was quite hard to get the ink on that bit. Not sure. Because I was using just jelly prints and cutting out the numbers on the other one, but I think they're going to start getting really big now. I'm into double digits. So, oh, it's only a bit of paper. Come on, Keely. Right, I'm going to print it onto a piece of this. Just put that there. And I wonder if I can do it like that. I could mask off the 1 and the 0, but just to save time, let's try this first. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's actually a bit easier to put pressure down on it with it. Can you see I've bent it like that? Hopefully it won't damage my... Oh, they're a bit wonky. Does it matter? Let's try again. Quite like the wonkiness, but I do want it to be clear as well. See if I can get to exactly straight. I've done it again! Oh God. 3rd time lucky. Number 3 is the charm. Right, come on. Right, let's do it on the... Actually, let's try this bit. Oh, I didn't put any ink on it. Oh, come along. Come along. Why can't I get it straight? Right, this really is the last time, I promise. Nope, that one didn't come out properly. I'm running out of paper. Oh, that's slightly better, and actually it stands out quite well because that is a little bit softer in the background. Right, I might go for a square this time, and I can always use a bit of ink. Tried to cut a circle yesterday. Well, we've all been there, haven't we? It's nigh on impossible. But it's steampunk, it's grunge, and it's collage. There are not really any rules, are there? Only the ones we impose upon ourselves. Let's see what that looks like. Ah! See? That's okay, isn't it? Right, let's go with a bit of this. Like that. I wonder if I can add a bit of a Gelli print and mount that on a Gelli print. I could put it up there, number 11, but then it sort of needs something over here, doesn't it? Butterfly, compass. It's not quite hanging together. And it needs something there. Do you know what? I quite like that. I can still just about see the postcard. Let's see if I can glue that onto a bit of blue. A bit of that just to give it a border. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes. Yes, what I'm looking for. Glue. Trusty, excuse me, trusty Pritt stick. Everybody needs a Pritt stick in their life. There. Right, I'm doing it. I'm just going to cut it out. I could tear it. Too late. I could have done. Actually, that's quite nice. Let's tear it a smidgy widgy bit more. There. And put ink around the edges. See, I'm changing my mind again. But that is just how my brain works. Just playing and doing things as the inspiration takes me. I just think that's an important part of learning to be creative. Is literally just to set yourself free from what you were expecting to, there we go, what you were expecting to make, and allowing the universe to guide you as you go along. I love that idea. If we hold on too tightly, we find that we're sometimes stifling ourselves. Oh, sticks, I'm just going to put it there. And then there we are. And then that. Is that what I want there? Still not sure. You see, I'm still not sure. I did use those in it. I could use half. What do you think? Help me here. Maybe I need one more image and not one that I've already got. Okay, let's look through my book again. What's it got? Okay, so you can get this book on Amazon, in case I haven't mentioned it before. So if you just go onto Amazon and type in Keely O'Brien, or simply use the link that I will put below. Right, so what I'm looking for is something, and I haven't stuck that teacup down, something small to go up here. We've got these characters. Could be a dog or a mouse. I think I want an object because I don't want to confuse the issue of the confused cat. So it needs to be quite a small-ish object. Oh, what about a pretty clock? It's a bit too big. That one might work. You see about what I said about the pink steampunk? Oh, I'm going to do that. Be a bit brave with the colours. There is a little bit of pink on that butterfly on the hat, actually. The whole clock is not going to fit, but I could always use the other half. If I cut the clock down the middle, I could always save the other half, because I'm sure I can find somewhere to include it. Yeah, let's do that. So, just a really quick cutting out. Cutting out the flowers. I'm not worrying too much because I know I'm going to ink around the edges. There we go. See, steampunk doesn't have to be all rust and grunge. It can be pretty rust and grunge. So I do have also a steampunk backgrounds papers and patterns book, which I will show you and link in the description as well. Where have I put it? Don't know. I'll toddle off and find it when I finish this. Okay. There we go. Right, which way up was it? There. It's quite a bit brighter, but I reckon by the time I've gone around the edge, I can tone it down a little bit. So this archival ink just works perfectly with steampunk, doesn't it? Certainly this colour. And it doesn't matter if it's going a bit rusty. And there we go, I've toned it down just a smidge. Nice. I think that's nice. That's, could it go there? That might be even nicer. And then I get the whole of the clock on it as well. Now let's do that. I love that. Right, teacup, because there's a bit of that blue on the 11 on the border and on the teacup. There you go, you see, you just have to keep going. I'm going to lose that lovely bit that I made underneath, but what the hell. What the heck. There we go. Yeah, I've lost it. Never mind. Keely's lost it. So I know Kerry the Crafter uses an old book. I must dig out an old book. I've got some books I was going to take to the charity shop. So use one of those, and then you just use a page for your gluing, so that you can, instead of using a piece of paper that's all gluey like I'm doing, you can, where are we, 12 o'clock. I do want to get in as much as possible, but I don't mind if it goes over the edge. I think that's it there. Ta-da! Very cute. Now, I had already trimmed around the edges of this when I was testing out my trimmer, but I'm going to use the wider corner rounder because all the others are rounder and I just love that look on my postcards. There we go. Love it. Not much going on there. Do I need something down there? A little bit of a butterfly maybe. What do we think? What about... yeah, let's just stick that on. It's been hanging around for a while. Let's put it just there. Ta-da! Slide it and scoot it across a little bit more. I don't want it to be too central with that hat. There we go. Right. Okay. Oh, this is very satisfying doing these corners. So it's number 10. 10 millimeters, I think that means. 1, 2, 3. Just looks so much more finished and professional, I think, with the... looks like that bit didn't cut. Maybe didn't stick it down well enough. There we go. Right, now it wouldn't be steampunk if I didn't ink around the edges, and I can't stop inking. It's just really satisfying. Where's it gone? So am I going to go, let's go darker, ground espresso. Let's go a bit darker this time. Now I think I can almost go overboard with this. Put that one out of the way. Because I do want it to look old and kind of junk shoppy. And that's sort of Victorian, aged, patinery kind of look. Okay, so here is my finished postcard. I had so much fun making that distressed background. I'm definitely going to have to do some more stamping and ripping up paper. It's maybe all faded a little bit into the background, but then it's steampunk and it's grunge, and I've just really enjoyed pulling that together. Even though I wasn't that happy with the jelly print background, it's really transformed it. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me today. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It would help me out so much. And drop a comment in the comments. Say hello. Let me know what you think of my techniques and my book. Anyway, see you next time. Bye for now.